Hey, and welcome to BrainStuff. I'm Josh Clark and you're you, and this is the BrainStuff where I explain to you Satanism. Sure, if you like heavy metal and you have a comb sticking out of your back pocket, you're probably cool with somebody calling you a Satanist. But more often than not, if you're called a Satanist, it's because someone is shouting after that, "Burn him!" It's not a good thing. And traditionally, it's been used to discredit people. Probably the most famous early use of accusations of Satanism was leveled against the Knights Templar, the very wealthy religious army that invaded the Middle East during the Crusades around the turn of the last millennium. The Templars were accused of worshiping Baphomet, a form of Satan that turned into this guy by the 19th century. The thing is, modern historians believe that it's possible Baphomet is a mangled translation of Muhammad, and that the Knights Templar were actually secretly Muslims and had converted during the Crusades. Even more famously were the witch hunts in Europe and the Americas that were carried out from the 14th century onward. All of those people who were accused of witchcraft were also accused of worshiping the devil and being in league with him. And even more recently than that, in the 1980s and 90s, in the United States and Britain, there was something called the Satanic Panic, which is a moral panic that saw everybody from burnouts to daycare workers accused of worshiping Satan and murdering people and molesting children, all in the name of the Dark Lord. The thing is, this was a super nutso time, and people actually went to prison for decades for crimes that they, and actually no one, ever committed. The whole thing was totally fictitious. Now, despite the moral panics and instances where people have murdered in the name of Satan, there's no evidence that there actually ever has been a widespread and organized worship of Satan, despite the fear by some that it actually exists. Instead, Satanism is a wholly made-up philosophy that focuses on the sanctity and the freedom of the individual. To Satanists, Satan is a symbol of mankind's free will. They don't really actually believe in the Christian version of Satan. They certainly don't believe in the red devil running around with the pointy tail and the horns, although they did appropriate the beard. The actual Church of Satan was founded in 1966. It's pretty recent. And it was founded by a guy named Anton LaVey. LaVey believed that Christian churches were actually quite hypocritical. So he packaged his brand of individualism with a dramatic mockery of Christian rights. It attracted like-minded people, and actually 50 years on, the church is still around. It spawned some offshoots like the Temple of Set in 1975, and more recently, the Satanic Temple in 2013. The Satanic Temple's activities mostly include shining a spotlight on the lack of separation between church and state in the United States. So, for example, they paid for a 9-foot bronze statue of Baphomet surrounded by adoring children that they plan to install at the Oklahoma State Capitol building after the 10 Commandments went up there. They also distributed a kids' coloring book at a school where Christians were handing out pamphlets. They're also known as being the trolls who trolled Uber Trolls Westboro Baptist Church by holding a gay satanic wedding on the grave of Fred Phelps' mother. Fred Phelps is the founder of Westboro Baptist Church. That's some trolling. If you want to troll us, go ahead and leave a comment below. We don't care. Go ahead and subscribe while you're down there. We do care about that. And if you want more awesomeness, just go to HowStuffWorks.com.